National Union of Journalists (NUJ) Edo State Chapter don carry waka go salute the Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, for the good work wey he don do since he come into power. The Oga Patapata of NUJ, Comrade Festus Alenke, wey come with other ESCO members, come salute Mr. Governor, say he no fit hide him joy. He come let the Governor know say the good work wey he dey do for every sector of the state, dem dey see am.
We have observed some good work in government media organizations, especially the Nigerian Observer. Some of my colleagues are here, and they know that they not do selfie anytime they go to their place of work. They just, in the past, you don't find that. They just go down before they resume work. They want to tell the world that this is where we are. So thank you, Mr. Governor. And I also got to know that the Observer is currently online, and we hope that the hard copy will commence soon, because Nigerians are looking forward to 1967 Observer, the way it used to be, and then the continuity nationwide circulation and all of that. So we want to have the hard copy soon, but I did my search too. I'm told that as soon as possible, Observer will be the newsstand. And I'm also aware that there's also an extension of this developmental project to Edo Broadcasting Service. I want to say thank you, Mr. Governor, that a year ago when we came, we appealed that we want the NUJ to be connected to Osimo Power Project. And I'm happy to officially announce that since April 7th, 2022, we are here February, and within the space of 50 days, the light came to the Nigerian Union of Journalists Secretariat, the press center. And as we speak now, it runs 24 hours. Even they don't take it, they usually announce it's okay, the light will blink for like an hour or 30 minutes, and before you know it, it will come back. And we also appeal again that we want it to be extended to Edo Broadcasting Service. I did myself before coming. The light is almost there. Everything is almost completed. I want to say thank you. On this, I want to request all my colleagues, because this is the greatest achievement we have achieved so far in NUJ. To have light, we have CCTV, Mr. Governor. We connected the press center to CCTV. We have about 16 cameras covering the entire premises. We have Wi-Fi, 24 hours. We run it with MTN, and it runs. So guess what? They used to get tanker to bring water to power the toilet facilities. But now with the borehole, it's there. And please, can we stand up on this Osimo Power Plant? Thank you very much. Thank you. Because we must stand for this one, this power. Mr. Governor, thank you. And if I have my way, Mr. Governor, I'm serious on this. By the time you finish your tenure next year, whosoever becomes the governor should consider Mr. Governor as the Minister of Power. And by that time, I will still be chairman of NUJ, who will sit down and make a recommendation to whosoever becomes the governor. And apart from that, we have also observed some of the good works we are doing in the area of education. I was physically present at ERO last weekend when you did the groundbreaking, and we look forward to having that commissioned soon. And by the grace of God, I'm going to join you as well during the commissioning of that great project. So we have been following up, Mr. Governor, of some of your great activities so far. We decided to say, okay, because I talked to my colleagues many occasions, and at the point we met at the ESCO level of the NUJ, say, let us go and take a look at these projects that we write about. Everybody writes story, and so the television guy writes story. I say, let us do what we call IMAC, because IMAC is different from IMAC. So we agreed, and we sent the paper to you. It was approved, and we went around Edo South. We started from Edo South. All the projects we requested for it from the SA strategy, who gave it to us. We went around to Olobo, Osimo, Kiadolo, Uniben, even the one you did inside the federal institution, we went there. We also went to Goriaki, went to Abudu, Odo, everywhere. And I'd like to let Mr. Governor know that we haven't used our money for this. But I did my research, it was approved. But because we already fixed a date for this movement, and we said every affiliate media house with the NUJ should donate 2 journalists. So we got a coaster bus. All of us went, And the day we were supposed to go, we didn't get the phone. But I didn't let them know this is the first time they are here. They quickly rally around ourselves, made the logo fall out, and we have to nearly raise the money. So I rushed to him, I said, and then all the journalists were there. So I got it to our account, we brought us some money, which we did. 2 days, Edo South. And to speak now, we have not covered Edo Central and Edo North. I think this is the best time for us to do it. We want to do it before the election, but we need people to see what is on ground. Even when we were doing, people were like, we don't turn politicians, but it's what we saw that we are reporting. So all the media houses took it, NTA, ITV, all the stations, they took all the visible. We need to finish this now before the election, so we can go to Edo Central and also go to Edo North, because we already have the sheet of all the achievements, both completed and ongoing. So I said, let me draw Mr. Governor's attention to this.
Alenke Constitor say dem dey sanitize the organisation sake of say no be everybody wey carry book and pen or camera be journalist. Come talk say officially dem don record 217 confirmed journalists for Edo State.
Yes, Excellency, remember when we came here last year, I said that we want to sanitize the NUJ. It's not everybody that have a pen and notebook that is a journalist. It's not everybody that carries camera that is a journalist. For you to be a certified journalist, you must go through the 4 walls of an institution. So we saw it in our NUJ constitution, but because it was not being implemented, I thought that we are going to implement this so that we can streamline. If there's complaint that this journalist wrote this story, we'll go and check our complaint. Is this person one of us? If it's one of us, we know how to caution such a journalist. So I'm happy to announce to Mr. Governor that we came up with a compendium, and as we speak now, officially, we have 217 journalists practicing in Edo State. And how did we arrive at this? First, you must have at least a diploma in journalism or a diploma in broadcast journalism. So we were able to collate all this, and as of today, for you to also be a member of the union, you must also be working in a media organization. So we just requested for letter of employment of where you work and then your media qualification. So this was what we were able to put together, and one of our colleagues, Ferdinand Isakwe, he headed that. He was the chairman of the committee, and the report has been turned in, Mr. Governor, which I'm going to present to His Excellency now. And the other is, for the past 1 year too, like I said last time we came, I said we are emulating Mr. Governor. When you see good thing, you emulate. So when we discovered your style of leadership, some of us copied, because I'd like to copy good thing. So we were putting together all our achievements for 1 year. And one of them is the provision of the internet facility. We have the Usiomo power plant. We have renovation of our structure, which you have seen, and all of that. Many others I'm going to present to Mr. Governor. And as I speak now, the journalists in Edo State have keyed into the Edo Health Insurance Scheme. I invited them. They came to the press center. They took all the necessary information and all. We have started subscribing, especially those in government media organizations. So we are subscribing to the Edo State Health Insurance Program all the while. And we also embark on training. We put ourselves together. We invited Tony Radia and other persons who came to the press center to train us. And election is here. A month ago, we brought some resource persons who came to train journalists. We have advised ourselves. So before you know it, in the past, journalists used to write reports and start posting results when the election has not been concluded. And there's a sanction now. Any journalists that go to the press when they are still voting to raise alarm of results, such journalists will be held live. And we are in touch with the police, and we want to ensure that this election is well covered, that only results from INEC will be taken by any journalist. And no journalist should go to the feed and just verify results. So when you do this, the Commissioner of Police has already spoken with us on this. So we are also trying as much as possible to caution ourselves on this. So I felt it's proper for us to meet Mr. Governor after 1 year to say thank you for all the support, and permit me to quickly present this to you. We have with us here, first one is our 1 year report, and the other is the communique that was issued at the visit of all the Edo State projects. And the other is the list of qualified journalists now practicing in Edo State. Thank you, Mr. Governor.
Governor Godwin Obaseki contrary salute give NUJ chairman and ESCO members, say he happy wella for the way dem dey support in government and the way dem dey help show wetin dey do. A constituent say in government goal na to leave Edo better than the way dem meet am. That na why he dey try do plenty things to make Edo great again.
I believe that if I look back and say, okay, who are the partners we have had as a government? Believe it or not, you have been one of our most solid partners. Because you have been objective and in supporting our cause. The reason why I say that is we're not one government that spent a lot of time on publicity and trying to make noise. So the little that is heard about what we are doing as a government is what you people put out there. And by and large, you reflected very accurately what we have done as a government. When we haven't done things right, you pointed them out. When we have satisfied your aspirations, you say them as you've just done today. So I want to thank you and to say, like, you know, we're not acting for today, we're acting for tomorrow. So it's not we're not acting for accolades today. That's why you don't see us do what some other people do, spend a lot of resources, making noise, buying, airtime and buying pages of newspapers to try and to struggle to show and say what they're doing. I mean, I'm sure many people don't agree with us that that's not the way to go today. You have to blow your trumpet. If you don't say what you're doing, people will not get to know. But I'm amazed how much people know of what we're doing in Edo State without us saying that much because of you. And as our partners, you will agree that we've not detracted from the goals we set for ourselves, which is we met Edo in a particular situation. Our goal is to leave Edo much better than we met it. And in doing so, we've had to engage in several battles, to ensure that we change the trajectory of what we meant. It's been, in some cases, it's been brutal. In other cases, there's been scars, but in many cases, we've been able to win through persuasion.
Obaseki constituent saying they happy wella for the sanitization wey dem dey do, sake of say dem go know who be journalists and who no be, and say government ready gidigba to support them.
The last 6 years, we've been pursuing our dreams, pursuing a focus, and I think, by the grace of God, we're beginning to see progress. We begin to see change. Some of it is manifesting itself in some of the projects you are seeing, and you're going to go around and document and record. But there are so many more you are not seeing, and those are the areas we want to work with you on. How do we begin to change the thinking and outlook of our people? I'm glad that you've noticed that we started from within us. We can't be talking about journalism and the practice of journalism in Edo State when you look at our own media houses and there's nothing to write home about. So that's why we invested in our media houses to try and bring them back to what they used to be, flagship media houses. The Observer, we're reinvesting. We have how many color press now? Yeah, so we have a very ultra-modern press that we hope to turn on very soon for the print edition. But it's also going to be open for us. I think the thinking is it's not going to be the same observer that is just government controlled. I think we need to open up and allow a lot more private sector participation. We have, rebuilt the whole infrastructure. For EBS, we're doing the same thing, EBS TV, which is to say, apart from rebuilding, you're going there, for the last 30, 40 years, nobody has done anything. So apart from rebuilding the infrastructure, we're actually rebuilding the production facilities, the studios, both radio, television, and we're going to make them state-of-the-art, facilities. That our concern will be sustainability. How do we sustain those facilities? So we're doing our own bit to support the profession. I'm very, very glad at what you're doing in terms of first regulating your profession. Because if you don't regulate the practice of your profession, then you expose yourselves, you the practitioners. So what you are doing, I believe, is the right thing. First, let us know who is a journalist in Edo, who is entitled to practice journalism in Edo. Yes, we know. And then, how do you then hold them accountable to proper conduct? So we are, whatever support you need from us, we are ready to give you. Just make sure that you clean up and you don't allow people to penetrate your ranks. You set your standards and let people know that, okay, if that report is coming from that state, you know what? It's world class because they regulate themselves and their standards are, what is expected.
This na the Ogbonge news wey TMC TV carry come give una. Make una not forget say your PVC na your power for this year election. A Carter, Ojeseli, TMC TV News, Benin.